Who would have thought that after a start with Red Bull dominating everything, we'd end up with such a fierce battle, huh? That's right, folks. The championship has been turned upside down, and now we have an epic battle between Red Bull and McLaren for the Constructors' title. But hold on, things are getting even more interesting. Mercedes has risen from the ashes and is now playing their cards. Could they be the deciding factor in this fight? And Ferrari, huh? Is there still time for them to join the battle, or have they already thrown in the towel? Curious? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and let's get to what matters. Who would have thought that after so many seasons of dominance, we'd see Red Bull breaking a sweat, right? Well, my friends, the Constructors' Championship is heating up. Let's look at the numbers. Red Bull is leading with 408 points, but McLaren is right there, breathing down their necks with 366 points. That's just a 42-point difference, folks. That's practically nothing considering we still have 10 races left. So, what's going on? McLaren has made a quantum leap in development. Remember that update they brought to Miami? Well, that was like hitting the lottery. Since then, they haven't stopped evolving. Lando Norris even said he was surprised they weren't faster right away. On the other side, we have Red Bull kind of tripping over their own feet. Newey, the genius behind Red Bull's cars, said the RB20 isn't as fast as he expected. When the aerodynamics wizard admits that, you know things are rough. The problem? It seems like they kind of missed the mark on their developments. The car has become a bit unpredictable, you know? Helmut Marko even said they need to shake things up internally. Imagine the atmosphere behind the scenes. And check this out. Pierre Watch, Red Bull's technical director, even said that only Verstappen can tame the RB20. Yeah, that explains a lot, doesn't it? But don't think Red Bull is down and out. They still have Max, who's performing miracles with this car. The problem is that Perez has been a bit MIA. This is costing the team precious points. And McLaren? Oh, these guys are flying. Norris and Piastri are making a duo that anyone would envy. Since Miami, they've scored more points than Red Bull. Yes, you heard that right. But hold on, things are getting even more interesting. While Red Bull and McLaren are in this titan duel, there's a third element entering the story. Mercedes. Guys, who would have thought that after a lukewarm start to the season, Mercedes would come back with a bang? That's right, in the last 4 races, they've won 3. Lewis Hamilton is back on top of the podium, and George Russell is also putting in work. The craziest part is that Mercedes could be the deciding factor in this battle between Red Bull and McLaren. How so, you ask? Well, think about it. Every time Mercedes snatches a win or a podium, those are points that Red Bull or McLaren miss out on. Andrew Shovlin, Mercedes engineer, said he always believed in the car. And wasn't he right? The W15 is showing that it has plenty of potential. The most incredible thing is that Mercedes hasn't even played all their cards yet. They have a package of updates saved up that they didn't use in Spa because of the rain. Imagine when they put that on the track. And there's more. Hamilton is hungry. After going so long without a win, he's starving for victory. He even said he learned to be a better teammate during this tough period. Could that make a difference in the final stretch of the championship? It's tough to think about, but these are Hamilton's last 10 races with Mercedes. Now let's talk about his future team. Ferrari. They started the year strong, looking like they were going to give Red Bull a run for their money. But then, well, you know how Ferrari is, right? Charles Leclerc even won in Monaco, making everyone believe the dream was still alive. But then came that string of bad results that had every tifosi pulling their hair out. Frederic Vasseur, the team boss, is scratching his head trying to figure out what's going on. But not all is lost. At Spa, Leclerc showed he's still got some fight left. He took pole position and finished on the podium. Sure, it was because of Russell's disqualification, but a podium is a podium, right? Carlos Sainz is also doing his part. He won in Australia early in the year and is racking up important points. The question is, can Ferrari maintain this consistency? Vasseur said something interesting. We have to pay attention to every detail. It's not like 2 years ago when you finished 4th or 7th and were 60 seconds behind Verstappen. Now the gap is 20 seconds. In other words, it's tight. And here's something crazy. There are rumors going around that Ferrari is already thinking about the 2025 car. They say they're developing it with Hamilton's driving style in mind. Yeah, folks, it looks like Lewis is already influencing the team before even joining. But what about this year's championship? Well, Ferrari is 3rd in the Constructors' Championship with 345 points. They're not completely out of the fight, but they'll need a miracle to catch McLaren and Red Bull. What can we expect from Ferrari for the rest of the season? Well, they promised to bring some significant updates to the Dutch GP. It seems they're going to tweak the car's floor to try and fix that rear-end instability problem. Will it work? Ferrari needs to nail these updates, not just to salvage something from this season, but also to have a solid foundation for next year's car. After all, no one wants to see Hamilton join a non-competitive team, right? Now let's talk about a topic that's got everyone on edge: the situation at Red Bull. On one side, we have Max Verstappen, the machine man, performing miracles with a car that, according to the team itself, has become difficult to tame. Verstappen is doing what he can with what he has. The guy is so used to winning that finishing off the podium is practically a disaster. But the most impressive thing is that even with these poor results, the Dutchman still increased his lead in the championship. He's 78 points ahead of Lando Norris. That's a lot. Now let's talk about Sergio Perez. The Mexican is in a rough patch that's not easy. In the last 8 races before the break, he only scored 28 points. To give you an idea, Piastri from McLaren scored 126 in the same period. That's a huge difference. Helmut Marko, Red Bull's advisor, even said that Perez completely collapsed at the Belgian GP. Wow, when the boss says that publicly, things are bad. But check out this plot twist. Even with all this drama, Red Bull decided to keep Perez, at least for now. Christian Horner, the team boss, said they're giving the Mexican another chance. Was it the right decision? The problem is that this situation is costing Red Bull dearly in the Constructors' Championship battle. While Verstappen is doing what he can, Perez isn't scoring the points the team needs. And with McLaren coming on strong, every point is precious. Do you think Red Bull made the right choice by keeping Perez? Or should they have bet on someone like Daniel or Liam Lawson? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. All right, we've talked about Red Bull's duo, but what about McLaren? My friends, if there's one thing making waves this season, it's McLaren. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri are doing a job that's leaving everyone in awe. Let's start with Lando. The guy is flying. Since the Miami GP, when McLaren brought those magical updates, Norris has become a different driver. He's always fighting at the front, taking poles, getting on the podium. He even won his first race in Miami. But you know what's more impressive? Lando's consistency. In the last races, he's always there, scoring important points. He's second in the championship, behind only Verstappen. Who would have thought, right? And Piastri? Guys, what a revelation. The Australian is showing why he was so hyped in the junior categories. He won his first F1 race in Hungary. And remember, he's only in his second year in the category. The coolest thing is seeing how these two complement each other. Zak Brown, McLaren's CEO, is confident. He said the team is aiming for both championships, drivers and constructors. Ambitious? Maybe. But with the duo they have, why not dream big? The most impressive thing is that both Norris and Piastri are still young. Imagine the potential this duo has for the future. If they keep evolving like this, McLaren could be entering a new golden era. So what do you think? Who's taking the Constructors' title this year? Will Red Bull keep the crown, or are we in for a surprise? Leave your opinion in the comments. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss any details in this thrilling final stretch of the F1 season. See you at the next race, folks.